last rocks are jutted out before the peak goes up. That's about the top. From there up, it's all stairs. Wooden stairs all the way to the top. Now they used to take Tinkerbell and just basically push her off. And I had a video at one time, and I can't find it, where they hooked a camera up and sent it down. Wow. And it's really cool to watch. And at the other end, behind Big Thunder, is a big platform and basically 2 mattresses. Some guys ready, and now she comes. But this thing is much more controlled now. If you've seen the new show, she moves, goes back and forth. It's basically the same camera systems they use in football games, that kind of thing, to move her back and forth. Now, when you actually pop the top on the Matterhorn, if you have vertigo, afraid of heights, not a place to go. The edge of the Matterhorn came up to about my knees. So when you're standing up there, you know, it was kind of odd. And back in the days when there were no digital cameras, or you would see pictures now from my day, but we only really could go up there at night when the park was closed. But it's a view few will ever see. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen the Mickey show in a while. For a while they were doing Mickey climbing, scaling a mountain, and putting this, you know, Gear of a Million Dreams thing up there. They've had back in the 60s, I think it was, Santa Claus would put I think the star up there. They've done a lot of different things up there. From what I understand, they have a brand new elevator system. In my day, it was like an old freight elevator, rickety, the chain fins that closed, and they've had to upgrade. OSHA's come in, kind of came hard down on Disney. There's OSHA and there's another I can't remember the other thing that watches over theme parks, which is why Earl thought it was weird here versus Disney World. Every attraction or place you go into, there's a sign that says something here causes cancer. It's all the California laws and regulations. But if you notice, when you go on this side of the Matterhorn, there's now a door on the side, a couple steps, some rails. I mean, you go inside there, if you know what dry rot smells like, that's what the inside of the Matterhorn smells like. Mildewy dry water, because all the dry water's on the water in there. The bottom of the Pirate smells the same way. To me, it's almost like the dark room smell. You kind of miss it. You didn't like it when you were there, but it brings back memories. And it's just a big open nothing inside. You see all the steel. There's dirt on the ground where there was, so it's not very glamorous on the inside. When you walk the track, it felt like it was going to go through. Definitely needs a rehab. First tubular air pressure roller coaster in the country, maybe the world, I'm not sure. So this was designed by the same people that did Walt Disney World's Space Mountain. Of course, this was first, Space Mountain followed. They're both rough, they're both jarring, they're basically the same technology. So it's very similar stuff.
Is this water all recycled?
As far as I know, it is. Today's actually running pretty good. I was here last week, there was no water running. It's had its ups and downs, and it's conservation this time, it's maintenance the next time. Never really quite figured it out. If you've all heard me talk about Dolly's Drop, the infamous poor woman who didn't die on getting thrown out, she got died by the next car hitting her. It was on the other side. It's a little dip. Tragic and sad, but that's why you shouldn't undo your seatbelt on a roller coaster. It's pretty simple in my mind. So any questions about, we won't need to go down to the other end because the other door is no more exciting than this door.
Right, back there.
Yeah.
Back when they had mountain climbers up here, the mountain climbers would share a space, not share, but they were here during the day, and they're the space that they have during the day was where Tinkerbell would come to set up at night. And one of their great stories was kind of a war between these mountain climbers and Tinkerbell. Everybody was a disaster. There's an episode of Archive Diaries, which is about sports. They went to the show, and they interviewed these guys and talked about all the little antics that they would do during the day, and how Tinkerbell was complaining about them constantly.
Well, tell us what your show is. For those who don't know.
It's podcastjunkie.com.
No, okay, I heard that name on the board. I tweet. Very nice. Very nice. Now there's a little story about Fantasmic people when we get to that side of the park, same kind of stuff. Now, you reminded me of something. The mountain climbers don't go to the top and come down. There's on the other side of this waterfall, there's a little door. Basically, there. So above the top, they'll throw over the rope. When they come out, and they pretty much know what's going to happen. They really have for a while. They really push off and do some things. Now they think they're if they're even out. All right, oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
Yeah, I'll go first. If I think about walking the tracks at night in an attraction, I'm sure that, do they ever tell you as a security guard, you know, we really don't want you walking like on the Peter Pan London set? Or,
Well, when I was here, part of it was insurance and safety. We carried this little lockbox around with one key hole and had a clock on the other side. You had to go to different areas. You had area patrol routes. If you were in this area, I think it was AP3, you'd have to go into certain spots. You'd look for coffee machines on, maybe a maintenance guy that's fallen. You were there to make sure everything was okay. So you just knew that you weren't supposed to trample over stuff. And you know,
it's going to be really easy to break something.
I was a kid in a candy shop. I mean, it's a dream come true to be able to do this stuff. Some guys are a little more timid. They'd walk to the key, walk out to the next stop. I like to explore. But you also knew, if you knew where keys were, over in the Fantasyland, the Central, or Adventureland, the central area where the bingo barbecue and all that is, there's like 3 keys. One in, or there was one in the Golden Horseshoe, up in the break area, and one below. I could hit it, wait my 15 minutes, run down and hit it, go sit down for another 15 minutes, run down and hit one. I could take almost an hour in one spot without going anywhere. That's not really what we were supposed to do, but occasionally when you were tired at 3 in the morning, that worked. But you just didn't want to get caught sleeping. Tony.
Now, isn't Disney grandfathered on anything at all?
Who?
Isn't Disney grandfathered on any laws or anything?
Actually, I've been to a seminar that says ADA is not a grandfatherable thing. If someone was to come in and complain they have no access, there is no grandfather. The only grandfather in the building code is if it was to cause an undue financial stress on the company. Not happening here. There's no undue financial stress. Remind me when we get by on the west side, I've got a story about the first time a wheelchair ever got access to Tom Sawyer's Island. Because up until maybe the mid-80s, a wheelchair never saw Tom Sawyer's Island at Disney. You had a question too?
During one of the anniversaries, I think it was the 35th, they had the car that came up in the middle of the hub.
Yeah.
How did they get that there? Because I was always told there was a tunnel that led to that area.
No, it's not. I never got to go down in it. They dug a pit, they put a ramp, they put it down, dropped it, waited. Yeah, no. If there's one there, that's the most secret tunnel available around here. No, there's no tunnel. It's just a big hole. You had a question?
Yeah, is it true the vehicles here at the airport are the same vehicles Space Shuttle?
They are very, very similar. No, they're not old ones from there. No. They started out as single cars and then put dual cars, but the way everything is timed, they don't hit certain blocks. The computer shut them down. That's why the right stop. Some slowed one down. You just couldn't take one off one ride and put them on another because they're balancing all. From what we understand, we're supposed to get new cars or modified cars to be like Florida, where they take their seating capacity from 8 to 6 by putting these lap bars in, which I find more comfortable, and you can't undo your seatbelt anymore. And they're supposedly coming, but we haven't seen them. Are they? Cool. And I think that'll be much better. Any other questions? Drink of water before we go? Anybody didn't get a pin for showing up? I have some too. Oh, you have some pins? Okay, you guys decide when you want to, okay. Okay, each one. Okay, let's go up to see where Princess is. Don't behave like Princess. A new book.